Hey there, this is Gunnar from the Debezium team, and today I'm really excited about showing something brand new to you, which the team has been working on in the last few weeks and months. And this is a proof of concept for a potential future Debezium UI, a graphical user interface. And we figured out from the community, well, people generally like working with Debezium, but it can be hard or tricky to get started with it and set it up correctly. And this is why we figured, okay, let's try and see how a user interface could help with this task. And this is really what I'm going to show you today for the very first time. So it's like a world premiere that you are going to see this here. And I got a few things they are running. So this is all running on Kubernetes, OpenShift in this case. And I got Kafka running via the Strimzy cluster operator. I got Zookeeper running, of course. And then I got a database running. So that's a Postgres database. I have Kafka Connect running, which will run the Debezium connectors. And then I have this new service here, the Debezium user interface service. So let's open that one up and let's see how it looks like. All right, and this is how this proof of concept user interface looks like. So I should say to start with, we have focused on one very basic workflow, and this is setting up a connector. So we will see in a bit how we will guide you through this process, and you end up with a running connector. And this all happens in the context of a given Kafka Connect cluster. So I could choose this here. So right now I just have the single Connect cluster there. So that's the one I'm working with. And then if I had more connectors already running, they would show up here, but so right now I don't have any yet, so that's why this list is empty. So let me try and create a new connector. So I'm clicking here, and now it's going to guide me through the setup process in this kind of withered look and feel. The first step would be to choose the connector type I would like to set up. So in this case, I'm going to use the Postgres connector, and also this is the only one which has been implemented yet. The other ones, they are not available yet, but for now, Postgres, this will work. So I'm going to click this, to select this, hit next, and now this wizard guides me through all the details I need to set this up. And the idea there is to lay out those properties in order of a decreasing likelihood that you would use them. So really, like the database credentials, that's the critical part. We always need it, but then later on, data mapping options and those kinds of things, they're optional. So that's why they are coming later in the wizard, and you also could skip over them. So let's start there. Let's say hello world connector. I need to use a logical name, let's say DB server 42, which will reflect in the topic names. I need to check my host name, so I would just go back here. I don't remember it. So that would be Debezium UI DBPG, Debezium UI DBPG. I know my username, that's Postgres. I also know this is the password in the database in my case. And now what I can do is I can click validate, and it tells me, okay, the values I've entered, they were correct. So let me try and specify user which doesn't exist. So let's try that one. And then it tells me, okay, something went wrong with the authentication. So that's good. And now this is the basic set of properties. So I always need those. But then I also got some advanced properties here, and I'm not going into too much detail here what they're all about. So I could use a different logical decoding plugin. I could specify details of my publication and all those kinds of things. For now, I'm just going to change the name of my replication slot. So let's say Debezium 42, and I click validate again. So it tells me, okay, everything is good on this page, so I'm going to move forward. So let's click next. And here, this is probably the most critical one. I'm going to select which tables I would like to capture change events from. And the thing is, there can be many, many tables in a database you're applying Debezium to. So there could be like hundreds or even thousands of tables showing up here. So this is why we figured, okay, well, selecting tables from a list of names, this isn't really feasible. Instead, you would rather work with those filter expressions as you are already familiar with from the regular Debezium connector configuration. So now in my schema, I have those 6 tables. I haven't applied any filter yet, so that's why I see all of them here. But now I could say, for instance, I'm just interested in capturing the changes from those 2 product-related tables. So what I can do is I can put in a regular expression which matches on product. So let me try that. Let me click apply, and then it will show me, okay, just those 2 tables match. Or it could also be an exclusive filter, so they could be inclusive or exclusive. Let me click exclude. Let me apply again, and then it matches the 4 other tables because I excluded everything which matches the product name. So let me change this to include again. So I'm just capturing those 2 tables. Again, I click next, and now all those other options there are like optional or more advanced stuff, which I don't always need. So I could specify a different snapshot mode. I could set this one to initial. I have things here like, different data mapping options. How should decimal numbers be mapped? How should binary types be mapped? And all those kind of things. I will just leave this with the defaults here. So let me just click validate. And this looks good. So I'm going to the next page. And again, there's some more stuff, and I'm not even going to change it here. Just leave it as is. So I just can hit next. And now on the last step here, I get to review the configuration I have entered on the previous pages. So this is essentially what now would be registered with Kafka Connect. So I see again all my properties here. And if I would figure out, hey, something needs to change, I could go back and modify my values there. For now, this looks good to me, so I just click finish. And now what will happen is this UI, it will go to Kafka Connect, register the connector for me, and now I see already the connector is running. And this task should be there soon too. We don't have auto reload here. All right, so I've reloaded this page, and now I see my connector is running. And well, I could now go and delete it, but actually this delete button isn't even hooked up yet, so it wouldn't work yet, but this should work soon. And well, this now, of course, is just the starting point. So we will evolve this proof of concept hopefully soon, and we would add more functionality like updating connectors, definitely have things like an operational view. So if my connector is running, I would just be interested in, let's say, metrics like what's the lag behind the primary database, what's the number of change events, what's the rate of change events, all those kind of things. Or if my connector is not running, well, then I would be interested in why is it not running and what maybe I need to do something about its configuration. I would like to restart it, all those kind of things. So this UI could evolve into a fully capable Debezium user interface. So far, it's just a very basic proof of concept for this initial configuration flow, but it's all on GitHub already. So you can go to the Debezium GitHub organization. It's all open source. You can play around with it. There's a container image with it deployed to Docker Hub, so you can even download it and point it to your Kafka Connect. Don't use it in production yet. Just use it in a staging environment. But you could give it a try and let us know about your feedback, whether you think this is a good idea. Would this be helpful for you? And just tell us about your general feedback on this, your requirements, and everything else. And that's really what I had for this video. Thank you so much, and see you soon.